Do whatever you want. And I was like, how about Don't Stop Believing Journey?
Richard Goodall's return to Indiana marked more than just a homecoming. It was a moment of celebration for a community that watched an ordinary man rise to extraordinary heights. After capturing America's heart on America's Got Talent, he stepped back into the familiar halls of West Vigo Middle School, the place where his journey first drew national attention. But what happened after the applause faded is a story as compelling as his unforgettable performances. Richard's life took turns filled with joy, struggle, and unexpected opportunity. A journey that continues to inspire fans around the world. From Indiana roots to national spotlight, born in Indianapolis and raised in Terre Haute, Richard spent more than 2 decades working as a janitor at West Vigo Middle School. He wasn't just someone who kept the building running smoothly. He was a warm presence who filled the halls with songs as he worked. Students and teachers often paused to listen when his voice drifted through the building. Singing was never something he pursued professionally. It was simply something he loved. For years, his audience consisted mostly of kids rushing to class and staff members starting their day. Yet, they knew he had something special long before the rest of the world did. A viral moment that changed everything. Richard's life took a dramatic turn in 2022 when a clip of him singing Journey's Don't Stop Believin' at school found its way online. Within hours, it began drawing attention on TikTok, and soon thousands were sharing the video. Behind its popularity was the unmistakable sincerity of his voice. Raw, emotional, unpolished, and deeply human. The clip eventually reached the producers of America's Got Talent, who extended an invitation he never expected to receive. For a man who had rarely traveled far from Indiana, the idea of flying to Los Angeles for an audition was both thrilling and terrifying. Stepping into the bright lights of America's Got Talent, when Richard walked onto the AGT stage in 2024, he did so without the polish typically seen on talent shows. He was a middle-aged janitor with no formal training, standing under blinding lights before 4 world-famous judges. But the moment he opened his mouth and began singing Don't Stop Believin', everything changed. His voice carried the sincerity and depth of someone who had lived a lifetime of quiet moments and personal battles. That emotion resonated instantly with the judges and the audience. His audition earned a golden buzzer and shot him directly into the national spotlight, where millions soon became invested in his journey. Performances that came from the heart. Throughout the season, Richard chose songs that reflected the story of his own life. In the quarterfinals, he performed Michael Bolton's How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, dedicating it to his fiancée, Angie Vanovan. His voice, filled with vulnerability and passion, created one of the most emotional moments of the season. Later, he took on the high-energy anthem Eye of the Tiger, showing a new level of confidence and versatility. When he returned to Journeys faithfully in the finals, he wasn't just singing a song, he was sharing a piece of his life. His connection to the music felt personal because it was personal. Finding love, family, and healing. One of the most meaningful chapters of Richard's life began when he met Angie in 2022. Her support and belief in him were unwavering, and she played a major role in helping him rediscover parts of his past he thought were lost forever. With her encouragement, Richard used ancestry tools to locate his biological father, an Army veteran and retired K-9 police officer living in Indianapolis. Their reunion in 2025, along with the discovery of siblings he never knew existed, filled gaps in his story he had carried since childhood. It was a deeply emotional milestone that brought new healing and connection into his life. A community that lifted him up. While Richard's story touched the nation, his community in Terre Haute showed their belief in him long before he stepped onto the AGT stage. Supporters helped crowdfund his travel expenses, ensuring he could accept the opportunity without financial stress. It demonstrated just how deeply people valued his authenticity and talent. They weren't just cheering for a singer, they were cheering for their friend, their co-worker, their local hero. This overwhelming support became one of the strongest sources of motivation during his journey. Returning home after the win. Despite winning $1 million and becoming a national figure, Richard surprised many by returning to his job at West Vigo Middle School. He didn't trade in humility for fame. Instead, he embraced both worlds. His decision reflected who he was at his core, a man who valued community, stability, and the students who had cheered him on from the very beginning. He continued performing at major events, from Indiana Pacers games to holiday festivals. But he also kept sweeping floors, cleaning classrooms, and joking with the kids. Fame had expanded his life, but it hadn't changed his heart. Building a future in music. As Richard eased into his new opportunities, he moved carefully and thoughtfully. He began recording in Nashville and eventually announced his debut single, Long Time Coming, scheduled for release on August 29, 2025. The title couldn't have been more fitting. For decades, music lived in his heart, but now he was finally getting the chance to share it with the world professionally. He joined a local band, Sugar Street, giving him a way to stay connected to his community while growing his performance experience. Behind the scenes, he began working with managers and exploring new creative ventures, including the potential for a memoir or even a film about his life. A full-circle return to America's Got Talent. In August 2025, Richard returned to AGT for the show's 20th anniversary special, performing Eye of the Tiger in a grand collaborative production. Sharing the stage with performers from across the show's history reminded him of how far he had come since that first nervous audition. Watching his original performance during the special brought him to tears. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was gratitude. His life had transformed in ways he never anticipated, and returning to that iconic stage brought his journey full circle. Looking ahead, a life of new beginnings. As Richard looks to the future, he has big dreams both personally and professionally. He and Angie have discussed the possibility of retiring from his custodial job and moving somewhere warmer, possibly Florida, to begin a new chapter together. He hopes to buy a home, build stability, and enjoy the happiness he spent years waiting to find. Musically, he aims to continue recording, performing, and collaborating, with hopes of working more closely with Simon Cowell. But no matter where he goes or how high his career rises, Richard remains committed to staying connected with the people who believed in him from the start. An unwritten future filled with possibilities. Richard often reflects on the journey that transformed him from a quiet janitor to a beloved national figure. What once felt impossible is now a reality, and the future no longer feels limited. His own words capture this new perspective perfectly. The sky is the limit. A year ago, I was just the guy taking out trash and wiping tables. Now the possibilities are endless. His story is a powerful reminder that dreams have no expiration date and that extraordinary moments can come from the most unexpected places.